MacGyver didn't just entertain us. It inspired a generation, turning simple moments into miracles and its cast into unlikely heroes. But far from the screen's brilliance lay a reality no episode ever dared to show. Behind the creativity and courage were heartbreaking illnesses, sudden downfalls, and tragic farewells that changed their lives forever. Today, we uncover the untold journeys of the stars we loved. Stories more powerful, more emotional, and more devastating than anything MacGyver ever diffused. Stay with us. This truth will stay in your heart long after the video ends. Pete Thornton wasn't just MacGyver's boss. He was the anchor Mac relied on when the world tilted into danger. Calm, loyal, and quietly fierce, Pete carried the weight of responsibility in every mission, often risking far more than he admitted. His steady voice, his protective instinct, the way he looked at Mac not as an agent but as a son, all of it made him the emotional backbone of the Phoenix Foundation. In a show built on ingenuity, Pete was the heart. That humanity came from Dana Elcar, born October 10, 1927. At 57, he stepped into the role with the depth of a man who had lived a full life. And it showed. As MacGyver continued, Elcar faced a real-life battle with glaucoma, slowly losing his sight. Instead of hiding it, he and the writers wove his condition into Pete's journey, turning a personal struggle into one of television's most moving, honest arcs. Dana Elcar continued acting with dignity and courage until his passing on June 6, 2005, at age 77, by complications from pneumonia. Yet his presence endures. The mentor who stood beside a hero, the friend who gave MacGyver his moral compass, and the actor whose own resilience became part of TV history. Jack Dalton didn't just crash into MacGyver's life. He flew in like a storm of charm, trouble, and chaotic loyalty, the kind of friend who could get you into disaster and somehow rescue you from it 5 minutes later. With that crooked grin, those sketchy business schemes, and a heart that always beat louder than his common sense, Jack became the series' wild card. Unpredictable, hilarious, and unexpectedly tender when Mac needed him most. Beneath the jokes was a man who simply wanted to matter, to help, to be someone's hero, even when he fumbled every attempt. Bringing Jack's lovable chaos to life was Bruce McGill, born July 11, 1950. At 35, he stepped into the role with effortless comedic timing and a surprising emotional depth that made Jack more than comic relief. He became family. After MacGyver, McGill built a powerhouse career across film and television, shining in The Insider, My Cousin Vinny, Law-Abiding Citizen, Ollie, and dozens of acclaimed roles that showcased his range far beyond the roguish pilot fans first met in 1985. In 2025, at 75 years old, Bruce McGill remains a respected, steady force in Hollywood. Milt Bozer walked into MacGyver like the kind of well-meaning neighbor everyone recognizes. A little noisy, a little chaotic, and always one accidental step from trouble. Whether he was trying to help Mac or unintentionally making the situation worse, Milt brought a warm, everyday humanity to a world filled with high-stakes missions and impossible inventions. He reminded viewers that even heroes need real people around them. People who care, even if they complicate everything. Behind that lovable energy was Robert Donner, born January 27, 1931. MacGyver premiered in 1985, meaning Donner was 54 when he first stepped into the role, an age that gave Milt the perfect mix of grumpy charm and seasoned vulnerability. Before the series, he had already built a rich career across American television with memorable turns in Mork and Mindy, The Incredible Hulk, Bonanza, The Wild Wild West, and dozens of classics. Donner had a rare gift. He could enter a scene for 5 minutes and make it unforgettable. He continued acting steadily until his passing on June 8, 2006, at age 75. From Heart Attack is remembered as one of TV's great character actors, a performer who didn't need the spotlight to leave a mark. Eunice appears only for a moment in MacGyver, but her presence carries the quiet warmth of someone who keeps a community stitched together. In a world filled with bombs, chases, and last-second inventions, she offered something gentler. The steady voice, the kind smile, the reminder that MacGyver's world wasn't just danger and missions. It was people, real people, whose small acts of kindness made everything feel grounded. She was played by Claire Vardiel, born October 24, 1903. When MacGyver premiered in 1985, she was 81 years old. bringing to the role a lifetime of grace and lived experience. Vardiel had built a long and steady career across stage and television, known for the soft dignity she carried into even the briefest appearances. Claire Vardiel passed away on July 15, 1994, at the age of 90. Though her role was small, she remains part of the show's nostalgic heart. Billy Colton burst into MacGyver with the kind of vibrant energy the series didn't know it needed. The youngest of the Colton brothers, full of charm, mischief, and that fearless confidence that only youth can give. Whether he was diving into danger or cracking a grin at the worst possible moment, Billy added a spark that made every storyline feel quicker, lighter, and more alive. He was played by Cuba Gooding Jr., born January 2, 1968. When he appeared on MacGyver in 1989, he was just 21 years old, already showing the magnetic screen presence that would later define his career. Only a few years after his episodes aired, Gooding skyrocketed to stardom with unforgettable roles in Boys in the Hood and Jerry Maguire, the latter earning him an Academy Award and cementing him as one of Hollywood's most dynamic actors. Through the decades, he continued building a wide-ranging filmography: drama, comedy, action, always carrying the sincerity and emotional fire that first caught viewers' attention. As of 2025, at 57 years old, Cuba Gooding Jr. remains a recognizable and influential figure in American film and television. Wilt appears only briefly in MacGyver, yet like many small-town figures who crossed Mac's path, he added a touch of grounded humanity to a world filled with danger and impossible inventions. His scenes carried that familiar energy of a man trying to help, trying to keep order, trying to make sense of events far bigger than him. In those quiet, blink-and-you'll-miss-the moments, Wilt helped make MacGyver feel real. A reminder that behind every mission were ordinary people caught in the crossfire of extraordinary circumstances. He was played by Robin Mosley, born April 3, 1955, in Vancouver, Canada. When his episodes aired during the mid-1980s, Mosley was around 39 years old, already a working actor in the Canadian television scene. His career extended far beyond MacGyver, with roles in Air Bud, The Dead Zone, The X-Files, Highlander, Stargate SG-1, and numerous series filmed across Vancouver, each one showcasing his ability to bring authenticity to even the smallest roles. Today, at 70 years old, Robin Mosley remains remembered as one of those dependable, quietly talented character actors whose face audiences recognize instantly. Maddock didn't just terrorize MacGyver, he rewrote what a television villain could be. Every time he stepped out of the shadows, with that quiet smile and those eyes burning with obsession, the entire tone of the show shifted. He wasn't chaos. He was precision. A master assassin who treated every mission like a performance, every disappearance like a final bow. And underneath the explosions, disguises, and impossible survivals, there was something hauntingly human, a loneliness twisted into rage, a brilliance poisoned by revenge. Bringing this elegant menace to life was Michael Des Barres, born January 24, 1948, in London. When he first appeared on MacGyver in 1987, he was 39 years old, already carrying the charisma of a rock frontman and the discipline of a seasoned actor. Des Barres played Maddock with theatrical flair, part assassin, part artist, part fallen angel, making him one of television's most unforgettable adversaries. Beyond the series, Des Barres built a remarkable career across music, film, and TV. He fronted the band The Power Station, performed at Live Aid, appeared in Melrose Place, Roseanne, Alf, Seinfeld, and became a beloved voice on radio and documentary storytelling. His life has been as colorful, dramatic, and defiantly creative as the character he played. Currently, at 77 years old, Michael Des Barres remains an energetic force, writing, performing, and captivating audiences with the same theatrical spark that made Maddock a legend. Quayle stepped into MacGyver like a shadow no one saw coming. Controlled, calculating, and carrying the kind of cold precision that made every room feel a little smaller once he walked in. He wasn't loud, he wasn't chaotic. He was the villain who smiled while tightening the trap, the man whose intelligence mirrored MacGyver's but whose heart had long drifted into darkness. In a series built on hope and ingenuity, Quayle became a reminder that brilliance can cut both ways. That quiet menace was brought to life by Christopher Neame, born September 12, 1947, in England. When he appeared on MacGyver, he was in 38, already known for his striking presence and sharp features that made him perfect for morally ambiguous roles. Before joining the series, Neame had worked extensively in British television, later crossing into American productions with roles in License to Kill, The Prestige, The A-Team, Beauty and the Beast, and Star Trek: Voyager. His ability to blend charm with danger made every one of his villain performances unforgettable. Presently, at 77 years old, Christopher Neame continues to remain active in film, television, and voice work, admired for a career defined by range, intensity, and the kind of subtlety that makes great villains linger in memory long after the episode ends. Lisa Woodman entered MacGyver as the kind of young girl who seemed lost between who she was and who the world expected her to be. Caught in the pressure of privilege and the confusion of growing up too fast, she found in MacGyver not a hero, but a gentle guide. Someone who saw past the attitude and into the frightened, bright-hearted kid underneath. Her episodes offered rare moments of tenderness in a show built on danger, reminding viewers that sometimes the hardest battles aren't explosions or villains, but growing up. The role was brought to life by Mayim Bialik, born December 12, 1975, making her 13 years old when she stepped into Lisa's shoes. Even at that age, Bialik already showed remarkable emotional intelligence, a depth that would later define her career. After MacGyver, she went on to star in Blossom, earn a PhD in neuroscience, and become a central force in The Big Bang Theory, earning Emmy nominations and global recognition for her portrayal of Amy Farrah Fowler. Nowadays, Mayim Bialik is 49 years old, balancing acting, writing, podcasting, and advocacy. Lieutenant Kate Murphy entered MacGyver with the calm authority of someone who had seen the job wear people down, but refused to let it break her. She stood at the crossroads between order and chaos, the police officer who had to make sense of the impossible situations MacGyver walked into with nothing but a paperclip and conviction. Murphy wasn't loud or flashy. She was steady, principled, and courageous in a way that made the world around MacGyver feel grounded and real. Her presence reminded viewers that heroes don't always work alone. Sometimes they rely on people who stand firm beside them. The character was brought to life by Kim Zimmer, born February 2, 1955. Zimmer was 30 years old, already a rising talent in daytime and primetime television. Though she appeared in only a handful of episodes, her sharp delivery and commanding screen presence made Lieutenant Murphy instantly memorable. Zimmer later became a television icon thanks to her 4-time Daytime Emmy-winning role as Reva Shane on Guiding Light, as well as standout performances in One Life to Live, Santa Barbara, and numerous stage productions. At present, Kim Zimmer is 70 years old, still admired for her powerhouse career and beloved by fans who grew up watching her across decades of American television. Penny Parker never walked into MacGyver quietly. She arrived like a burst of sunshine wrapped in chaos. With her big dreams, bigger heart, and talent for stumbling into trouble, Penny became one of the few people who could soften MacGyver's guarded world. She brought charm to crisis, laughter to danger, and a kind of innocent sincerity that reminded viewers why Mac kept showing up to rescue her. Beneath the comedy was something real, a young woman searching for her place, her purpose, and her voice. Penny was brought to life by Terry Hatcher, born December 8, 1964. Her 21 years old when she stepped into the role. Even then, Hatcher's screen presence was unmistakable, a mix of vulnerability, warmth, and comedic timing that made Penny unforgettable. After leaving MacGyver, her career skyrocketed. She became a global star as Lois Lane in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, and later won a Golden Globe for her role as Susan Mayer on Desperate Housewives. She also built a steady film career, from Tomorrow Never Dies to Disney/Pixar's Coraline. This day, Terry Hatcher is 60 years old, still active in acting, writing, and advocacy, admired for her resilience and versatility. Harry Jackson wasn't just MacGyver's grandfather. He was the quiet voice that shaped the man Mac would become. Out on the open land, with nothing but wind, memory, and the kind of wisdom born from hard years, Harry taught Mac something no mission ever could. That strength comes from patience, kindness, and knowing when to walk away instead of fight. In every moment Mac refused to pick up a gun, you could hear Harry's influence. Steady, moral, unshakable. He wasn't always warm, he wasn't always easy, but he was the anchor of MacGyver's soul. Harry was brought to life by John Anderson, born October 20, 1922. When he first appeared on MacGyver in 1985, he was 62 years old, already a seasoned television actor with a commanding presence. That honesty made Harry one of the most emotionally powerful characters in the series. Throughout his long career, Anderson appeared in over 100 TV shows, including Gunsmoke, The Twilight Zone, Dallas, and Little House on the Prairie, earning respect as one of television's most reliable dramatic actors. Sadly, John Anderson passed away on August 7, 1992, at age 69, leaving behind a legacy carved into American television history. Paul Donnay came into MacGyver with the cold confidence of a man who believed he was always one step ahead. Sharp, ruthless, and calculating, he carried a danger that didn't need shouting, the kind that settles into a room like a low voltage, waiting to strike. Donnay wasn't the explosive type. He was the quiet predator, the villain who made even MacGyver stop and think twice. His presence added a darker edge to the series, reminding viewers that not every threat comes with noise. Some arrive with a smile. That unsettling precision came from Vernon Wells, born December 31, 1945, in Australia. Wells was 41 years old, already known worldwide for his iconic villain roles. Most famously was in Mad Max 2 and Bennett in Commando. After MacGyver, Vernon Wells continued to build a long, diverse career in film, television, and voice acting, including roles in Power Rangers Time Force, Fortress, Inner Space, and numerous action and sci-fi projects. His distinctive look and signature intensity made him a fan favorite in conventions and cult cinema circles. These days, Vernon Wells is 79 years old, still active in the entertainment world and celebrated as one of the great cinematic villains of his era. Earl Dent burst into MacGyver with the hard edges of a man who had taken too many punches, both in and out of the ring. A former boxer carrying the weight of old mistakes, he moved through life like someone expecting another hit at any moment. Yet when Mac stepped into his world, viewers saw something deeper in Earl, a stubborn pride masking regret, a fighter still searching for one last shot at redemption. Their unlikely bond became one of the show's most grounded relationships, reminding audiences that even the toughest men sometimes need someone to believe in them. Earl was portrayed by Dick Butkus, born December 9, 1942. When he appeared on MacGyver in 1987, he was 44 years old, already a football legend transitioning into acting. His natural grit, intimidating presence, and surprising emotional nuance made Earl Dent unforgettable. After the series, Butkus continued acting in film and television while becoming a respected advocate through the Butkus Foundation. Sorrowfully, Dick Butkus passed away on October 5, 2023, at age 80, due to stroke, leaving behind a legacy that spans sports, entertainment, and public service. Paul Stamps entered MacGyver with the smooth confidence of a man who understood power a little too well. Calculating, polished, and quietly ruthless, he wasn't the kind of villain who needed chaos to be dangerous. He only needed opportunity. Stamps carried himself like a businessman who had traded conscience for control long ago, the kind of antagonist who made MacGyver's world feel sharper and more unpredictable. His calm voice, steady gaze, and unshakable ambition turned even simple conversations into battles of intent, reminding viewers that danger doesn't always roar. Sometimes it negotiates. Stamps was portrayed by Michael McCrae, born March 19, 1949. When he appeared on MacGyver in 1986, he was 37 years old, already building a reputation for roles that blended intelligence with a quiet edge. McCrae's career spanned television, film, and stage, including appearances in Matlock, Hill Street Blues, Remington Steele, and Cheers. His grounded intensity made him a natural fit for morally complex characters who operated in the gray areas where heroes rarely tread. In 2025, Michael McCrae is 76 years old, retired from acting but remembered for the precision and presence he brought to every role. Nikki Carpenter stormed into MacGyver with sharp intelligence, quick instincts, and a stubborn fire that refused to stay in anyone's shadow, including Max. She wasn't there to be rescued or impressed. Nikki challenged MacGyver, questioned him, argued with him, and ultimately pushed him to see the world through someone else's eyes. Their dynamic crackled with tension and respect, creating some of the show's most emotionally textured moments. Underneath her tough exterior was a woman driven by loyalty and purpose, someone who risked everything not for glory, but because she believed deeply in doing the right thing. Nikki was portrayed by Alyssa Davalos, born May 30th, 1959, into a talented acting family. She was 28 years old, already known for her work in How the West Was Won, Hawaii Five-0, and The Osterman Weekend. With her striking presence and natural strength, Davalos infused Nikki with confidence, vulnerability, and a fierce moral compass that made the character unforgettable. These days, is 66 years old, largely retired from acting but warmly remembered for the depth she brought to every role. MacGyver didn't just appear on television. He redefined what a hero could be. No guns, no swagger, no cruelty. Just courage, compassion, and a mind that could turn a paperclip, a matchstick, or a torn shoelace into hope. He walked into danger with quiet confidence, using science instead of violence, empathy instead of force. For millions, MacGyver became the hero who proved that brilliance and kindness could stand up to any villain. He was the man who chose to save rather than destroy, and changed television because of it. MacGyver was brought to life by Richard Dean Anderson, born January 23, 1950. When the series premiered in 1985, he was 35 years old, carrying a warmth and humility that made audiences feel like they truly knew him. Anderson wasn't just acting. He was living a philosophy of resilience, humor, and heart that shaped an entire generation. After MacGyver, he achieved global fame again as Jack O'Neill in Stargate SG-1, becoming one of sci-fi's most beloved leaders. His career spanned decades, filled with performances grounded in humanity and quiet strength. This day is 75 years old, cherished as a television icon. He will always remain MacGyver, the hero who solved problems with intellect, courage, and an unshakable belief in doing the right thing. Jesse Colton stepped into MacGyver with the confidence of a man who had survived too much to be shaken by anything. A former soldier turned bounty hunter, he carried a mix of charm, discipline, and world weariness that made him one of the show's most compelling recurring allies. Jesse could be stubborn, blunt, and fiercely independent, but beneath the hardened exterior was a man learning how to trust again. His episodes brought rare emotional weight, especially through the complicated bond with his son, Frank, offering a glimpse into a heart still healing from old battles. Jesse was portrayed by Richard Lawson, born March 7, 1947. Lawson was 39 years old, already a respected actor with roles in Poltergeist, Chicago Story, and numerous television dramas. His commanding presence and grounded intensity made Jesse Colton unforgettable, a man shaped by conflict but still capable of deep loyalty. Beyond MacGyver, Lawson built a steady career across film and television, later becoming a highly sought-after acting coach and mentor, helping guide the next generation of performers. At present, is 78 years old, admired for both his longevity and resilience. Doc Beatty entered MacGyver with the steady calm of someone who had spent a lifetime holding communities together. Practical, warm, and quietly courageous, she brought a human touch to the danger that followed Mac everywhere he went. Whether stitching wounds, offering guidance, or grounding a crisis with her no-nonsense compassion, Doc Beatty represented the everyday heroes who keep small towns alive. Her presence added emotional texture to the series, a reminder that even geniuses like Mac need people who heal, listen, and bring order to chaos. Doc Beatty was portrayed by Linda Darlow, born May 5, 1952. She was 35 years old, already building a solid career in Canadian film and television. Darlow became known for her versatility, moving effortlessly between drama, comedy, and character roles in projects such as The Outer Limits, Supernatural, The X-Files, and The Dead Zone. Her grounded screen presence made her a natural fit for roles that required quiet strength and emotional authenticity. Nowadays, is 73 years old, still active in the industry and respected for her decades of work as both an actress and educator. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the lives of the MacGyver cast. Their brilliance, their struggles, and their unforgettable legacy continue to inspire generations. If this tribute moved you, please like, subscribe, and share your memories in the comments. Their stories may have ended, but what they gave us will always remain.